Joel Lambert from the Discovery Channel's new series Lone Target is with us. In this clip, Joel is in South Africa, where he encounters a hyena, and nobody is laughing.
You can't turn your back on these animals. Hyenas have very powerful jaws, and they could rip a person apart in seconds. She's looking right at me. Look at those black eyes. She's just staring at me. She's moving off. All right, here we go.
Ooh,
this is suspenseful.
Very close call with the hyena. And the whispering, I think, is important around a hyena, right?
Oh, yeah. You don't want to set them off laughing, because then you're done.
You're done. You're done.
You would not do well.
No, I would not do well.
Tell bad jokes and you'd be over.
All right, so Lone Target. First of all, you are a Navy SEAL. You're a trained Navy SEAL.
A former Navy SEAL, yeah.
For 10 years, that was your profession. So how did you stumble upon this?
Oh, that's a long story, but I had a friend who had a friend that was putting together this program, and they were looking for a guy who had a special operations background and a tracking and survival background as well. And that was me.
And you were the guy.
And I was a guy, and here we go.
So the premise of Lone Target is that we saw you there in South Africa. You go into a foreign country, and what happens?
Well, I pierce their security. I do the survival, evasion, lots of counter tracking, and sometimes set some booby traps, and then that country's special operations force or fugitive recovery team or specialty tracking unit uses all of their assets, whether it's thermal imaging or dog tracking or drones, to track me, surround me, lock me down, and try to capture me before I make it to my extract.
Are you alone out there, or, I mean, obviously you've got the team there, but you're the only guy. You're the only guy doing the whole thing.
I'm the only guy doing it. I have a camera guy and sometimes a producer, and it's very intense on those guys especially.
And do you ever get clued in on what you could anticipate, or do you know that obviously the hyenas are all over South Africa?
Yes.
Just guessing.
Yeah, that's a pretty good guess. Along with lions and leopards and those sort of things.
Yeah.
Whenever I go in someplace, part of the due diligence is to do all that work ahead of time, and whether it's the sunrise, sunset, temperature differentials, edible plants, medicinal plants, dangerous wildlife, all of that stuff, along with the people that are going to be hunting me and their standard operation procedures and their capabilities, all that I have to learn and commit to memory and come up with a plan and hopefully pull this thing off.
Sounds really intense and stressful.
So intense.
Are you loving it though?
I do.
Yeah. Adrenaline rush, right?
Well, yeah, it's more than an adrenaline rush. When I come home from one of these, my adrenals are shot. I mean, I've been dumping adrenaline into my body for days on end, and I'm like a kitten. I sleep for 5 days.
Although I would imagine, because of your work as a Navy SEAL, it's still not as intense as the work you did then.
It's different, right?
It's different, yes. Yeah. It's very different. It's, in some ways, it's as intense, but it's not real.
Right.
It's not real. It's in some ways as demanding on me. I have no weapons. I don't have a team with me. I don't have anybody backing me up. It's me with a multi-tool.
Anything crazy happen that we don't see on camera? Can you share?
Yes. We had 25 cameras go down over the filming. We had staph infections, bee attacks, anaphylactic shock, people airlifted out, dengue fever, MRSA, and one of the producers got stabbed through the neck.
What?
Through the neck?
He got stabbed through the neck by a flying fish and almost died.
Get out of here.
5 inches through his neck. He had to get evac'd out of Panama to another location where he had to have emergency surgery, where they pulled this massive spine that was a centimeter and a half from his spinal
cord. And it just
cord.
flew out of the water and
launched out of the water and impacted his neck in the middle of the night in Panama as we're actually filming. It was...
So how many different episodes did you do?
We did 6 actual hunts, and then 1 behind-the-scenes episode, which will air tonight after the premiere of the first episode, South Africa, at 10 p.m. And that covers, there's so much insanity that went down. I went through 3 or 4 camera guys.
But they just kept dropping?
Yeah, one quit.
Who
one
signs
quit,
up to be your next
one-
camera guy?
Exactly,
Yeah,
right?
seriously.
The
It's a
worst
lottery.
job in the business. You're Joel's camera guy.
They're going to be getting you paid well, I think, though.
Yeah, wow.
Well, this sounds really exciting
It
and
sounds cool.
interesting. Yeah, I'm
Thank
definitely going to check it out, tune
Thank
in.
you.
Do you have family? Do you have people that, are nervous every time you go out to do things
My
like
poor
this?
mom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ever since she found out that I was joining the Navy to attempt to become a SEAL, I'll always remember that day when she found out and I told her, and she was standing in the kitchen and just bonelessly collapsed onto the floor.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
horrible. And ever since then, I just don't tell her anything.
Right.
You tell her afterwards
Yeah.
when it's
And
done.
when I'm okay.
And now you're doing television. That's even
Oh,
more
wow.
frightening.
Well, Joel, thank you so
yeah,
much for
thanks for
coming
coming by,
in.
Joel. We appreciate it.
Wishing you all the best in the
Thank you
new
very much.
year. And Lone Target premieres tonight at 10 o'clock on the Discovery Channel, so make sure you tune in.
And still to come,